Welcome to the roaring world of chainsaws, where steel bites through timber and raw power rules the forest. From precision cuts to massive takedowns, this is the ultimate show of chainsaw domination. Subscribe now and feel the fury. Welcome to Tree Power Channel. In the middle of the deep green forest, a worker wears protective gear and a helmet. He starts the steel chainsaw, the engine roaring loudly. With each steady cut, the sharp blade cuts deep into the thick wood. Sawdust flies in the sunlight filtering through the canopy, creating a scene that is both powerful and enchanting. Two men step forward, each gripping a roaring chainsaw. Engines growl, a challenge declared. The race begins. Loud, sharp cuts echo as wood splits apart. Neither backs down, each stroke fierce, each move precise. In the middle of the snowy forest, a large broken tree trunk was hanging. The worker was wearing a thick warm coat, using a chainsaw to cut it down firmly. Sawdust flew and mixed with the snow. The air was cold and tense. Alone in the height of the tree, a single worker takes on the task. With firm hands and a sharp saw, he cuts through the thick branch, high above the ground. It's a job of precision, strength, and complete focus. The roar of the chainsaw, the creak of timber. Then, boom, a massive tree trunk crashes onto the forest floor, shaking the ground beneath. Its round cross-section now exposed, heavy and raw, bearing the weight of decades. The worker approaches calmly, clad in protective gear dusted with sawdust. In his hand, the chainsaw rests like an extension of his body, familiar, trusted. Strapped to his side is a precision gauge, not just a measuring tool, but his second brain. In the depths of the forest, there's no room for error. A misjudged cut by even a few centimeters could mean the loss of valuable timber, and he knows that all too well. He leans forward, marking the first point, where the blade will meet the wood. A breath, a nod. The chainsaw roars to life, a beast unleashed. In an instant, steel bites into timber, slicing through dense grain as if gliding through hardened butter. Sawdust flies. Sparks flicker under the spinning teeth. Each log segment is separated cleanly, precisely. No waste, no excess. As he moves along the trunk, every cut is fast, decisive, like a dancer on an industrial stage. This isn't just labor. It's skill, where mechanical force meets human artistry. The man leans in, neatly slicing the log into perfect portions, as if carving up a prized piece of prey. His eyes are sharp, unwavering, locked onto the cut line. The chainsaw snarls with rhythmic growls, a declaration of control, of dominance. Here, hesitation has no place. Each strike of the blade is powerful and intentional. The thick timber yields without resistance, splitting apart as if it had always meant to. Sawdust bursts into the air, and the rich scent of fresh resin fills the space. His every movement is instinctual, swift, efficient, as precise as a Swiss watch. He's fully equipped, protective goggles and earmuffs shielding him from flying debris and the metallic roar of his machine. Amidst the roar of engines and the scent of living wood, one man remains calm, the quiet master at the heart of the storm. In the snow-covered forest, where icy winds whisper through bare branches and the ground lies hidden beneath a thick white blanket, a lumberjack prepares for a powerful moment. He stands firm in the snow, gripping a sharp chainsaw with practiced confidence. No words, only the growl of the machine and the bite of steel into frozen wood. The blade carves deep, the solid timber cracks with sharp echoes piercing the winter silence. In mere seconds, the massive tree begins to tremble, tilts slightly, and then crashes down with finality. A thunderous sound rolls through the forest, a declaration that man and steel still reign, even in the harshest cold of nature's domain. A massive tree stands tall in the forest. The worker approaches, gripping the chainsaw firmly. With just a few powerful cuts, the tree is brought down swiftly. The roar of the blade echoes through the woods. In a peaceful outdoor setting, soft sunlight filters through the trees as a man stands beside the Woodland Mills HM126 horizontal bandsaw. A long log rests securely on the steel bed, locked firmly in place without... In the bright light of the sawmill, the blue baker saw stands out like a modern block of steel amidst a space filled with swirling sawdust. Its surface is spotless, coated in a deep blue paint that gives it a powerful yet professional look. A large, razor-sharp blade, gleaming like a mirror, is perfectly mounted on its rotating shaft. Light reflects off each tooth, sparkling like tiny knives, ready for action. In front of it, a massive log lies silently, waiting. Then, the blade begins to move smooth yet relentless. The machine growls, a deep, confident sound, and the blade meets the wood, slicing in, millimeter by millimeter, with decisive precision. Smooth cutting lines appear, revealing bright, red-tinged grain, rich with the scent of fresh sap. Sawdust bursts into the air, swirling gently with the breeze inside the mill, a quiet dance to mark the completion of each flawless cut. Inside the spacious sawmill, every operation flows in a seamless and rhythmic chain, from raw logs to finished wooden boards. First, logs are loaded onto conveyor belts where precision saws cut them into planks with carefully calibrated dimensions. The saw blades spin rapidly, slicing through the wood decisively, producing clean, even cuts. Next, the planks move to planers that smooth their surfaces. The planer knives rotate evenly, gently removing rough patches, leaving the boards polished and ready for further finishing stages. Throughout this process, planks that fail to meet quality standards, whether due to cracks, warping, or defects, are sorted out and directed to a wood chipper. There, powerful blades shred the defective wood into sawdust or wood chips, which can be repurposed for biomass fuel or other uses. Every step in the workflow is closely monitored by experienced workers, ensuring that all wooden products leaving the facility meet the highest standards. The sounds of machinery blend with footsteps and quiet conversations among workers, creating a vivid portrait of diligent, professional craftsmanship. The heavy log is smoothly rotated and shifted on the sturdy wooden cradle, its movements steady and rhythmic under the skilled hands of the worker. The sharp circular saw blade remains still, cutting steadily and decisively through the dense layers of wood. This harmonious coordination between the moving log and the saw blade forms a mechanical symphony, both powerful and precise, with the saw's rhythmic hum blending seamlessly with the focused breath of the craftsman inside the workshop.